Hey, 6th grade. So as promised, I'm going to draw the color wheel, well, draw the outside and shade it in the way it's supposed to, just like we did in class. So first you need something, a circle to trace. Okay, so I literally just took the cap off of my Pringles and I'm going to trace that. Okay, so I'm going to trace around the lid. Okay, so it's a little bit dark. Let me see if I can make that a little easier to see. I'll just go over it so you guys can see it a little bit better. So you don't want your circle too big because you do need to be able to, eventually we're going to make another circle that's going to go around the outside of that. Okay, so I need to be able to have space between the edge of this circle and the edge of my paper because checkpoint 2 will involve intermediate colors, and that's going to go around the outside edge. So, okay. All right, so now you should be able to see that. All right, so the next step is going to be to draw a line straight through your circle about halfway through. So I'm just going to make myself a little mark where I think halfway is, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right through my circle. Okay, just like that. All right, so the next thing that I need is I'm going to have, we need 6 pie pieces, okay? So you need 3 up here and 3 down here. So the best way to do that is right about middle of your circle is where you're going to kind of go through. Okay, thinking that's going to be about right. So again, I'm going to draw a line straight through. Okay, and then I'm going to go right through the middle of this one. All right. Okay, so that's about what you need. So now the colors that you're going to need, our primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. I don't want you to get like a light blue. I don't want you to get an orange red. I want you to try to pick the colors that are actually, it should say just red or, which is a little bit harder with the color pencils that I have here at home because unfortunately I do not have my easy Crayola ones that literally just say, red. These are like Carmen and so they're better color pencils, but they just have a lot more shades. So it makes it a little bit difficult to make sure I have just plain red. Okay. Alright, so I have all my colors that I need, which, just so you know, you're going to need the primary colors, which are red and blue and yellow. Okay, and then you're going to need your secondary colors, which are orange, green, and purple. Okay, so these need to be arranged a certain way in your color wheel. Okay, you can't just throw them in there any which way. So I'm going to start with my red, and okay, so this is going to be the pie piece that's going to be red. Okay, you're basically going to skip and have every other one be a primary color. The placement of your colors is very important. Basically, I'm going to have my primary colors every other one, and then the spot that's in between is going to be what color you get if you mix those 2 colors that are next to it together. So if I have my red here and then I skip a spot and there's yellow, the spot in between is going to be orange, because that's what you get when you mix red and yellow together. Okay, I'm trying to really saturate this. I don't want there to be a lot of white showing through, and I don't want it to be too light and have it look pinkish. I really want it to look nice and bright red. Okay, so make sure you color nice and neat. Okay, so my red's done for now. I'm going to skip this spot and I'm going to go right here with my yellow. Same idea, I want to stay nice and neat inside the lines. And again, I want to completely saturate this area, because I don't want it to be too light. I want it to be completely filled in with the yellow. Okay, my next one is my blue. So again, guys, make sure that the colors that you're choosing are, you know, like don't pick light blue for this. Make sure that it's the regular, just regular blue, not sky blue, not turquoise blue, not periwinkle. Make sure it's just regular blue, because any other color, like periwinkle, for example, is going to have some purple in there. So in other words, if you know that red and blue together make purple, periwinkle blue is going to have a little bit of the red in there to make it a little bit of a purplish blue. Okay, so you don't want that, because then it's not going to be accurate, you know, for your color wheel. Okay, now once you're done this entire thing and you filled in the areas and you know they're correct, that is your checkpoint 1. Okay, so once this is done, once I get the other 3 colors in there, then that's checkpoint 1. So that's what's due on Wednesday. Okay, now this is my green. Green is going to go in between the blue and the yellow, because if you mix blue and yellow together, you get green. Okay, make sure you go over it more than once if you need to get rid of any of the white that's showing through. Remember, color nice and neat. You don't want it to look scribbly. Okay, so next color I'm going to do is my orange. The orange goes in between my red and yellow. So sometimes, depending on what color pencils you have, the outside, the paint that they put on the outside is going to be darker or lighter. So rely on not what color the pencil is, but on what the actual name says. Unless you have a bunch of color pencils that don't have the names on them, then you might have to kind of get another piece of paper and kind of test out what the colors are. because you want to make sure that you have, you know, a regular orange, not a yellow orange, not a red orange, but regular orange. Okay, and my last one is violet, which is purple, same thing, okay? So that goes in between your red and your blue, because if you mix those two together, then you're going to get violet. Now, we've talked about complementary colors. Complementary colors are the colors that you locate across from each other on the color wheel. Okay, so if you look at this color wheel, across from the purple is the yellow, across from the blue is the orange, and across from the red is the green. If your color wheel is not that way, then it is wrong. Okay, it needs to be that way. So again, across from your purple should be your yellow, across from the red should be your green, and across from the orange should be your blue. If for some reason you've done that wrong, then you really need to redo it. There is no way around it. You're going to have to redo the color wheel. Because if that part's wrong, then the next part for checkpoint 2 would be completely off. So there is kind of no redeeming it. You have to redo it. Okay, and that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, send me an email or talk to me during class.